Hi guys, today we're talking about density. Density is how much space an object takes up, its volume, in relation to the amount of matter in that object, its mass. So for our purposes, we're going to really focus on this equation. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. So we're going to do 4 examples, starting with number 1 below. The table shows the population and land area of 4 different islands. So we have Bermuda, Cyprus, Puerto Rico, and Samoa. The question says, given the table above, which island has the greatest population density? Well, in order for us to figure out which island has the greatest population density, what we want to do is we want to take the total population of the island and we want to divide that by the land area of the island. What that will do is that will give us how many people per square kilometer live on that island. So taking Bermuda, 65,000 divided by 53 square kilometers, we end up with about 1,226 people per square kilometer. And you can see how I've gone ahead down the side here and I've calculated all of these for us. Definitely Cyprus has the least number of people per square kilometer. It looks to me like Bermuda, in fact, has people per square kilometer. So that's actually going to be our answer because we're looking for the greatest population density that is found in Bermuda. All right, looking at number 2. In number 2, demographers calculate the population density of a city as the number of people per square mile. In 2013, San Francisco had a population of 837,000 people living in 47 square miles. What was San Francisco's population density in 2013? In order for us to calculate the population density, once again, we want to consider the total number of people living in that area. So 837,000. We want to divide that by the square miles where those people are located. So if we divide, we end up with about, rounding to the nearest whole person, right? 17,809 people. Therefore, B is our solution to that guy. Looking at number 3, a fish tank is in the shape of a rectangular prism. The dimensions of the tank are 18 inches by 17 by 38. If 1 liquid gallon equals 231 cubic inches, what is the amount of water the tank can hold to the nearest gallon? The first thing that you need to do here is you need to figure out the actual volume of this tank. So V is equal to 18 times 17 times 38. Why is that? Because this guy's a rectangular prism. And that's our formula for rectangular prism. Once you calculate this, it comes out to 11,628 inches cubed. Okay? That right there is our volume. Well, what we know is that that's the volume of water that's contained in the fish tank, but we are being asked to figure out how many gallons can this fish tank hold. So in step number 2, we want to take the total cubic inches that we have in this gallon. We want to divide that by 231. Why is that? Well, 231 is the number of cubic inches contained in 1 gallon. When you do that, we end up getting an approximate answer of about 50.3 total gallons that can fit in this tank. Therefore, rounded, we're looking at about 50. The last problem that we're going to look at together here is example number 4. A human's eyeball is shaped like a sphere with a diameter of 2.5 centimeters. A dog's eyeball is shaped like a sphere with a diameter of 1.75 centimeters. About how many times greater is the volume of the human's eyeball than the volume of the dog's eyeball? All right, so the first thing that we want to consider, there's probably more than one way, by the way, to do this particular problem, but this is the way that makes the most sense to me. I'm going to consider 2 things. I'm going to consider the size of the dog's eyeball and its volume, and I'm going to consider the volume of the human eyeball. With the dog eyeball, we know that its diameter is 1.75 centimeters. The human has a diameter of about 2.5 centimeters. So we really need to know the radius on each one of these in order to use our volume formula. So our radius of the human eyeball is 1.25 and the radius of our dog eyeball is about 0.625. So we're going to go ahead and calculate the volume of each. So V is equal to, using our sphere volume formula, right, because that's the general shape of an eyeball, is 4/3 times pi r cubed. This gives us about, once you calculate it through your calculator, about 1.02 centimeters cubed. Looking at the human eyeball, once again, V is equal to about 4/3 pi, R is 1.25 cubed. This gives us approximately 8.2 centimeters cubed. Well, our question is asking us how many times greater is the volume of the human eyeball than the volume of the dog's eyeball. Obviously, we can see that 1 times about 8 units, right? It's going to give us 8.2. Therefore, the human eyeball is about 8 times greater than the dog's eyeball. It's a fun little tidbit to share with your family over dinner. Hope you guys have had a good week, and we will talk to you soon.